that, I hope that I give some insight, and this is something that you guys and everybody could learn from. This is my experience. Um, yeah, and I'm ready to share it with you.
I'm so excited. Before we get started, is because I didn't know you. I'm telling the audience, I didn't know you. But so before we get started, do you want to introduce yourself or do you just want to dive right into the questions?
Okay, I can give a short introduction.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Davaro Wilson. Born and raised in the Bahamas, Nassau, Bahamas to be exact. Graduated from the government high school, which is the Performing Arts. I'm sorry, the Magnet School for Performing Arts in the Bahamas. From there, I received a scholarship to go to Shaw University, where I studied music. My band director was Professor Charles V. Brown.
Okay.
I left there, and after graduation, I returned home where I served in the military, where I was a police officer in the Bahamas.
Wow.
Yeah, I
That's a
did that.
big deal. And I've been to the Bahamas, and so I've seen those police officers. They're no joke.
They no joke, and the sun is hot.
It's what? It's sun
I
is
said, and
hot.
the sun is hot.
Hot.
Yep,
Yes,
it's
it is.
hot, extremely hot. So, um, shout out to the police force, uh, my squad mates, and all of my commanders. But yeah, from the police force, I did some teaching while I was there as well. So I taught high school for a bit. Um, then I returned to the U.S. where I did some courses at Scratch Academy. By Run DMC
Mm-hmm.
down in Miami. Um,
Oh,
yeah, so I wanted the versatile, have a little diversity to my portfolio, and I said, well, let me just check this part of the production out. So I did a few courses down there. Once I was completed with that, I made my way down to Virginia, where I worked at Virginia State University for about 4 years um, as the staff arranger. So I was
mhm.
responsible for arranging all of the music that you would hear on the field,
Wow.
the field show music, the dance girl pieces, some pieces that you would hear in the stands during the
Wow.
football game. I did it for about 4 years. I also worked with the Petersburg Symphony Orchestra when I was down there for a year, about to be 2 years right before COVID. Played some pieces with
Wow.
the orchestra. That was a pretty cool
That's deep too.
experience. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, it was real big. I mean, I was sitting there conducting professors, you know, and it was a really diverse group of musicians as well, and it helped me to step into who I was. I had some of the musicians like Saxmo James in there. He would pull me to the side. He would pull me to the side and say, "Man, come on, man." He said, "Look, when you get up there, you don't have to conduct everything. We professionals in here." He said, "Get in your bag. Just cue us in and walk away and turn around to the crowd and give them a little showtime." And I was like,
Oh.
"Man." I said, I guess I could do that. I'm not teaching, students. He right. So got into that, and like I said, it was a really good experience down there in Virginia. And then, as you know, I'm here in Oklahoma now, and I got this gig because um, the assistant principal at the time, her name was Dawn Bowles, and she was the assistant principal at Millwood at the time. She also was an alumnus at Virginia State University.
Okay.
You know, and I guess she saw my work, she believed in my work, and she told me that there was a position all the way across town in the Midwest in Oklahoma, and she told me that she think that I would really do good in this position. So I give it a thought, and I came down. I made that adjustment. I came down in March 2020, right before COVID, and that is where this chapter began.
Okay. Wow.
Yes, ma'am. So I am the band director of Millwood Public Schools as of 2020. So I've been here for about 6 years, a little over 6 years.
Hmm.
I was tasked with bringing the program back to its glory days.
Hmm.
Back in the day,
Hmm.
you hear a
Back
lot
in
of
the day.
stories
Hmm.
about Millwood's band,
Yes.
uh, a lot about the Edgar J. Scott era. Um, and we had band directors after him who have contributed to bringing the program back as well. So when I got here in 2020, I had a task, and 2020 on to now, we've been working. The kids are, I mean, they are extraordinaire.
Hmm.
They are sponges, truly sponges. Um, we stretch them. We
Mm-hmm.
stretch them. We stretch them. Sometimes we sit back and I just wonder, like, do they even really know how skillful they are?
They could
Do they
not.
really know? They don't
They
know.
couldn't know. They
They have
could
no
not.
idea.
They could
But
not
so
know.
they get the idea once they graduate and they sit in a room with other kids from around the nation, and
Mm-hmm.
kind of separate themselves. And they call me crying and saying, "Mr. Wilson, I didn't know what you was preparing us for."
Mm-hmm.
Not to brag, but like, I'm the best freshman. I'm the best freshman in this incoming class. And I said, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what we prepare for. Let your leadership skills show and be the musician that I know that you are. So yeah, I've done a lot with the band. Just to wrap it up, got a lot of scholarships. I mean, millions of dollars in scholarships, donations, hundreds of thousands of dollars from companies, Paycom, Centennial, Continental. We have Love's Travel Stop. They always donate to the band. We have the Rotary Club, Infant Crisis.
Mm.
I mean, I think I'm missing a few, um, but for the most part, there's a lot of support coming in, and I'm very appreciative of that because I know that the kids work really hard and it's a really good product. We were able to take kids to the Bahamas to represent Millwood in the state of Oklahoma. That was a
Mm.
really great experience. It took about
Yeah.
90 personnel to the Bahamas just to represent the state of Oklahoma and the school, Millwood, and we did great. It was great. Some of the kids never even traveled to the state before.
Right.
So
And they are going all the way to another country. Look at
I mean, I
this.
don't think the feeling I had that whole trip. I
Yeah.
felt like I had kids, and I was really taking my kids on the first trip. I
Right.
was seeing some of them throwing up in the plane. I had to give them a little bag because they couldn't take the takeoff. That's their first time. There was a
Yeah.
smiling and smiling,
Yeah.
and excitement went to the frown, and the frown went to the cry. The cry
Oh,
went to the throw up. I was like, oh,
that's
but
amazing. That is
just to see
so
them in the
amazing.
Bahamas riding jet skis on the beaches and having a ball and eating seafood and comforters and giving them a taste of where I'm from, and also it was a really good feeling to bring them into my world,
Right.
and give them the hospitality that I know that they deserve
Mm.
as kids at that age. So we've been doing a whole lot, get a lot of pending projects right now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, one of our biggest pending project that I would share with you right now is we're making an album. We're making an album that highlights 13 Black towns here in Oklahoma.
Mm. Mm.
And it's deep, it's provocative,
Mm-hmm.
it's insightful, and we are shedding light on the 13 towns and
So
what it
I'm the
means.
historian well, actually, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I want you to know that I wrote the history for Tatum's, and I am
Oh,
generally, if you go around the world, I'm the person that's noted as the historian for the Black Townships in Oklahoma.
oh wow!
In
Well, this
other,
is
like in the Smithsonian Institute or in other parts of the world. But, I
that's
just
good to
needed you
know.
to know that. I needed you to know that because my dissertation was on Black townships in Oklahoma.
Oh
that's what I
wow!
dissertated on. So I just needed you to know that. So you might need some help.
I will, and I do.
I was classically trained musically.
Wait a
That was
minute.
100 years ago. But I just want you to know you might need some help. If you need something, I'm a resource. But go ahead and I'll
You
shut
are moving
up.
forward. You are. Thank you, and thank you.
Okay, okay,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. So that's the we're and how we're gonna do it.
So what? You guys need to come to Tatum for the rodeo on the 4th or the 5th or the 6th, and be they've never had a marching band in that rodeo parade.
I think we can be there next year for
Next
sure.
year. Well, we'll talk about it. But anyway, this is about you, not me. Okay.
Yes. So where were we at? Where were we at? Oh yeah, 13 Black Towns is an album,
Mhm.
and we are incorporating our local Oklahoma artists. The sounds that you're gonna hear is gonna be sounds from the kids. I mean, kids. You're gonna hear kids, and it's gonna be part of it's gonna be recorded in the band room, just for that history aspect of it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then we're gonna be recording the rest in Castle Road Studio in Del City.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a big one. All of our big local artists, they're gonna be on it. I mean, we even reaching out to Charlie Wilson. So
Wow.
this
Yeah.
this is gonna be
That's a
a
big deal.
really big one. We've already been in talk with at the art museum. We're gonna have a rollout there sometime before the album drop. But I tell everybody to stay tuned. We're in the planning stages. We're just connecting all the dots. It's a go.
It's a
So you're gonna
go.
see something.
Okay.
You're gonna see something real soon. So that's one of our big projects that we're having. And other than that, man, the kids. My job is to make sure that the kids are good after high school. I don't try to complicate things. At the end of the day, once they will walk across that stage, we want to make sure that music is the vehicle that get them to where they need to go.
Okay. That's a great thing. That's very good. Wow. I'm very excited about this. I really am. Um, just a little bit of background is that I got into this because I was seeing that athletes uh, are not doing well after they leave the field
Right.
and just not doing good at
Absolutely.
all. And the more I look into it, the more I saw that they weren't well. But also, the more I looked into it, I realized that these athletes, they're living the same phenomenon as the child stars. It's the same thing as child stars. And then from there, I I began to understand that this is not just about athleticism. This is about arena performances and how people are making it after the applause. That's part of it. That's a big part of it. How are people making it after the applause? And so my whole theory is saying, look, while everybody else learn how to play the piano, everybody else is learning how to go do Shakespeare or play chess or learning all these other things. You guys are throwing a ball. You're throwing a ball. So then that's what started this. That's what started my whole company. I was a retired professor, and it was the information that was coming back to me was so phenomenal that I could not stop. And so I went and opened a company, and that's how we got here. And so a couple of things that I'll ask you for is I would like at least 3 pictures of you. One of them maybe being an action photo for the cover of the magazine.
Absolutely.
If I can't get an action a photo of you in action for the cover, I'll use that for another page, and you can just give me a studio photo. Uh, I'll send you the website. Anyway, none of that matters.
I,
But
I have a perfect photo for you.
okay, good. Okay, so that's what I want. I really want 3 because I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna write an article, and I kind of want a picture of you on each page, but I'll be okay with 1 or 2.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now we're ready to start, and you can guide this conversation, or I can. But I'm just gonna go straight down the list and ask the questions as they come. Now, 15 is a whole lot of questions.
15 is a
So
whole lot of question.
and so you can
Yeah. I'm
you
probably going to answer maybe like 2 or 3 with one question. So I'll let you guide it. If I answer, then
okay,
obviously that
so
answer is good.
there's 4 sections. I think there's maybe 4 sections. And so we could ask one question out of each section if you want to do that.
You go for it. I got time.
Okay. So I'm going to take question number 2. What first drew you into music? And when did you realize it was becoming more than just an activity for you? My God, you were a policeman.
Yes, I was a policeman, certified investigator, actually.
Actually,
Uh,
wow.
yes, ma'am. So first drew me to music. I would have to say church. Grew up in the church.
Very good, very good.
And in the Bahamas, our church is known for something called the Bahama Brass Band. So
Hmm.
the Bahama Brass Band, when you hear about the Bahama Brass Band, it sounds like it's probably tied to like a government entity or something like that.
Hmm.
When you see it and you hear it, you would think the same, right? Because of the structure and how serious a church band is, right?
Hmm.
But no, it's a church band. We
Hmm.
have the junior band, we
Hmm.
have the youth band, and we
Hmm.
have the senior band.
Hmm.
And it's a church. We will call it a church program or a ministry where the
Hmm.
church minister to youths,
Hmm.
and we get them playing instruments at a very young age, and
Hmm.
we use that as a minister to, and give our gifts to the Lord. So I started off playing the instrument in the church. Started off in the Bahama Brass Band. My band director at the time, his name, God rest his head, he's deceased now, Gary Cooper. Um, is pretty phenomenal musician. And before him, who actually taught me my first notes on the instrument, was a guy by the name of Brother Vanderson Ferguson. He also is deceased. These are Bahamian musicians and Bahamian legends. So if there anybody from the Bahamas who is watching this, they will smile and chuckle, and be like, "Oh yeah, 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 my guy, yeah, definitely legends." So those were the folks who were my band directors at the time. And yeah, growing up in the church, my mama exposed me to to the band. Anywhere the band would go, she would take me, and I would see the kids or the men. They would be playing instruments, and I would be marching behind them like without an instrument. Then it gradually got into a toy trumpet, and they allowed me to march with the band on the parade with a toy trumpet. I was about 3 or 4 years old, and got a photo taken, and it was placed in the Bahamas handbook. And my mama saw it and said, "Wow, we made it to the Bahamas handbook." And I was this one
Wow.
little kid, 4 or 5 years old, playing the instrument in the senior band. And that was my love. Everything grew from there. I learned how to play the drums in the church. Then it grew into learning how to play the piano in the church. And I would say too, that I went to a good school,
Mm.
that
Mm.
that fostered that and that actually pulled it out of me. My first school was that I took music serious. My instrument was called C.H. Reeves Junior High School, and I went to a lady. Her name was Miss Justilian, and that was my middle school band director. And I love that lady. She's a sweet lady. She's very knowledgeable, and that was like my first mama in band. Right. After graduating middle school, I took the test to go to the Magnet School for Performing Arts, and what a coincidence! The band director is her husband. So,
Ah.
so Mr. J, I'm going to Mr. J, and Mr. J, man, he's the cornerstone of my story. Um, Taught me a lot at government high school. That school exposed us to a lot. I mean, from handbells to choir, travel to China singing, um, cultural music. I mean, we even had to put on ballet uniform, and I learned how to write ballet music.
Mm.
Um, in high school, we have a piano class that we
Mm.
have to take piano serious. So it was a really good program, and Mr. J, Miss Musgrove, Marva Musgrove, Mr. Kobe. We have Miss Josie, the ballet instructor. I'm gonna give a shout out to all of them. They were doing the Lord's work, and for a long time. There's a lot of great musicians that came out of that program. So there you go. It was a combination of the church and the right school, my mama for nurturing and put me in the right position, and fell in love with music, and here I am today.
Right, right, right. That's a fantastic story. Wow. So
Yes, man.
that first chapter, that first section is called "The Man Behind the Band."
Yes, man.
So I just asked you that one question. Now, if we don't run out of time, then maybe we can double back. But the second section is called building culture. And that's what I see you doing is building culture. And it's so phenomenal. And I do want to say that I went on YouTube and listened to that band. And I listened to just one song, and it was a popular song I never heard before. So you know what old lady Dr. Roberts said
What you
about
say?
it's just a phenomenal brass section. What? What? And then later I heard the drums, but I heard them. I later, I was like, whoa. So you needed to know that.
Oh
I heard
man,
that. And I kind of have an ear. I lived in New Orleans, and like I said, I was classically
New
trained
Orleans. You
in
you know
New.
about band.
I know about bands. That's why I keep saying, man.
Yeah,
I
you know
mean,
about band now.
I kind of know what I'm talking about. I
You know what you're talking about.
kind of know, So anyway, so I'm gonna tell you this piece, and this is not part. I almost want to not. I almost want to hit pause because I don't want this on our thing. But I want to tell you this is my own personal theory, and I've traveled to Africa a couple times, been to the Caribbean, been to Europe several times, and all that traveling, I've come to realize that there's this part in the Bible that says, "Send Judah first." Have you ever heard that? When you're going
Send Judah
into
first.
send Judah first. When you're going into battle, you send Judah
He's the
first,
person that betray you.
huh?
I'm assuming that Judah is the one who betrayed Jesus. So when you go into battle, you send the first person that betray you.
No,
No.
no, 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 no.
All right, good.
Judah.
Well, put this on pause then, so I
Yeah,
wouldn't look
Judah.
foolish.
No, it's okay. Judah's the praise singers, the praise dancers, and like before Jericho, they win. They win the battle for you. They go in singing, and you know, it's just doesn't even make sense. As a soldier, I'm saying, why would I go in singing? Why would I go in with a drummer? Why would I go into battle with a big flag and a drummer and trumpets? Why would I go to battle like that? And that's what the Bible says is send Judah first. That's the tribe of David. That's the tribe that can sing and dance. That's send
The
Judah
tribe
first.
of Judah that can break out every chain.
Yes, yes, yes. So, in my opinion, and I got a real strong opinion about this with a whole lot of research behind it. When they say send Judah first, they need to be sending these HBCU bands, not missiles. They need to be sending Judah first into the war zone. Judah, because they're going to be singing and dancing and drinking and having a good time, and they're going to find out all the information. They're going to know who everybody is, and they're going to find out you're not going to even need hardly to even, and they can fight too. So just, they just need to send Judah into the battlefield first. And that's
Why is it? Why is it? Is it music? Music is that powerful? Does it bring people together?
Well, I definitely believe that. But okay, so here I am saying this on film. I might have to cut this out.
Yeah,
But
we can if you want to.
in the Old Testament, where Hebrew boys were brought into slavery, and while they were on their way to Babylon, their captors said, "Hey, so we heard y'all could sing. Well, hey, sing us a song." And the guys said they hung their harps on the willow and said, "How can we sing Zion songs in a strange land?" Well, but so they didn't want to sing church songs in the wilderness,
Right.
but we know they sung something else. And that's something else they've been singing ever since, and the world been listening to that something else ever since. So we know that the people that were sent into captivity, into Brazil, into the United States, into Bahamas, Jamaica, into this part of the world, that was Judah. And that's how come the world continues to listen to our music on and on and on and on and on.
It's
And
the best. Good
the,
music.
yes, no one else in the whole, everybody else, Koreans and everybody else are copying us. No, and there's a reason for that.
The blueprint.
But that's just my, and no, it's not just my opinion. That's the biggest kept secret in the United States. Now, if you go to Europe or you go to Africa and maybe even to the Bahamas, people are whispering that. They're going, you know who you are, right? But anyways, other people
Absolutely.
in the world, I mean, the United States, they don't want us to know. They couldn't afford for us to know who we are.
Yeah. That's not good for the system.
No, we wouldn't follow behind them and do what they say if we knew that we were royalty. But it's all prophecy and everything, and it's all in the Bible, and it's not even my opinion, but I kind of have to say that. And if you want me to, I'll cut that out of this because
Absolutely. I feel good.
okay.
Hey, I teach my
So
kids that in the band room every day.
okay, well, see,
Know
we're
who
on
you
a course.
are
Yes,
when you get out here. You hold your head up high,
yes, because
confident.
you were appointed for this position. You wouldn't even
This
be
all
here.
you. This
Yes,
all you.
yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So, and question number 5 is when I watched your band, what stood out immediately was the discipline and the cleanliness and the clean, I can't say cleanliness of the sound.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
What kind of culture are you intentionally trying to build at Millwood?
Hmm. What kind of culture I'm intentionally trying to build? I would say that I am first of all, I'm strengthening the culture that was already there.
Okay, great answer. Because there was a
Right?
strong culture there, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And what it is simple. Like you said it. It's not that hard, right? I mean, it could be hard.
It's very hard.
It's all about how you approach it. And I'm gonna blow my horn. The kids are blessed to have someone like me leading them
Yeah.
because I'm on the inside of what colleges, I know colleges want to hear. I
Uh,
know what they want to
you
see.
already know what they want to see. Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's almost like we eat the meat and we throw away the bones, right? We know what it is. It's the blueprint. So the culture let me go back to the question at hand. I'm strengthening the culture that's already there. And that culture is simply called band culture. What is band culture, right? That's pride. That's to be the best, to represent yourself. I mean, that's excellence, you know, determination, and the good thing about all this is like we get kids inside the band room who have no clue of what it is to have determination and how to go after something. And some kids in Byron, they come and they be in the shell and all that stuff. And we teach them how to play, and we teach them these tools that they can go in their toolbox and later use. And we apply it to band, right? And then slowly you will see them using these same tools and these same tricks outside of the band room.
That's what you want to see. That's what
That's
you
that's
want
the
to
end goal, to be
see.
honest, right? That's
That's
the
the
end
whole,
goal.
I need you to know how to pivot in the conference room, not just on the football field or the basketball field, or not just in the band room. I need you to take those skill sets, especially music. I mean, I'm standing on, people are asking me all over the world, how did you get where you are? And the way I did is because I was classically trained. The way I'm still standing on that music.
Discipline.
I'm
It's a
still
level of
standing
discipline
on that.
that you gotta have.
Yeah. And then that's the inner workings of society deep down, the society that we live in, the culture that we live in. That's the roots of it. Is that's the root. So when you know that root, then you kind of know everything else, kind of.
You planting your seeds in good soil.
That's it. That's it. That's it. I'm
Yes, ma'am.
proud of you. I'm so proud to know you. So, performance pressure, and this is the meat of it. I really wish I could ask you all of these. Um, But have you seen students discover confidence through performance before they discover it anywhere else? That's kind of what you just said.
Absolutely. I see it all the time. I you might have to cut this part out too. Sometimes I cry.
I ain't cutting that out. I am not cutting that out. And I get it. It will make you cry.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So
Even think about it,
beautiful.
yeah, because you get to see these kids. Some of these kids, like literally, they get in there and they are. Some of them are introverts.
Hmm.
Some of them they have. If you would ask them before, like there's questions I ask before I ask kids to come to the band, like what do you do, this and that, and some of them they give me nothing. Like literally, they don't do anything. Haven't found their tribe. Haven't
Yeah.
found their purpose.
Hmm.
Haven't found nothing. It's
Hmm.
just, and I'd be
And
like,
then
you know
other
what?
kids are being killed around them at Millwood. Those
Absolutely.
other kids are being killed. So,
Absolutely. So those are my favorite types of students. Because
mhm.
those students, you know, I feel, you the basketball players, football players, this robotics person over here, this I feel good for those because they found something, they found themselves, something that they're gonna learn these tools. They're gonna learn these tools that they're gonna use after they leave these four walls. So
Mhm.
those kids that don't play any sports, they don't do anything, and they just look like they be by themselves, and they pull them in and they bring them in part of this family. It's that Byram is a family. We have at one point over 100 kids in there, different
Mm.
personalities,
Wow.
right? So you could walk in there and find someone just like you
Mm.
and
Hmm.
doing the things that you are about to do. And I call it securing your future. Music is a vehicle. I got the blueprint. I
Mm.
have the blueprint for every student. If you have a child and just graduating elementary school, I have a blueprint. By the time they get to ninth grade, they're gonna have D1 scholarships.
Mm. Mm.
I don't care how tall you are, how short you are, what your GPA is. Now you're still gonna have a good GPA. That's number one
Yeah,
first.
yeah, you're
But
gonna
what I'm saying is, there's nothing that's gonna get in the way. There's nothing I'm saying. Oh well, I can't work with you because Mr. Wilson, your arms are too short. Nah, your vision, disability. You could have one leg. There's a guy that marched with Jackson State University, and he's on prosthetic legs, both of
mm.
them.
Both of them.
Marching on a scholarship, using
Wow.
music as a vehicle to get where he got to get and secure his future.
In a marching band.
And
Gee,
March, I mean, it's education free,
that's amazing.
So that's my job. And like I say, I got the blueprint. Once the kids follow, I'm in, and I have some amazing parents that make sure that their kids in place, and we have great experience. And you see these kids, they start to step out of their shells, like they become leaders in the school. The band has the highest percentage in the honors society. You know, we are the biggest organization at the school. You know, every class, the freshman class, the junior class, the sophomore class, the senior class has a band representative. Every graduation that I've been here in the past 6 years, a band student was either valedictorian or salutatorian, either or, you know. So I watch it with my eyes when the kids come in right after, fresh after middle school, and into middle school, and then I watch them find themselves as teenagers. You know, sometimes they get besides themselves, but then you get to know what you're working with and what you're dealing with, and then you always get to remember who you were and the things that you did, and it grounds you. And you smile and you be like, I already see the play, but it ain't happening. Come on, let's go, right? And you get to see them graduate, and then you get to see them prepare for their scholarships, and I mean, and then you just get to see them be who they are, and they find themselves, man. And I have kids that come every time around May, right before school closed. They come and they say, Mr. Wilson, they pull up on me. They be coming back from school, and I get to see them even more grow into who they are becoming, studying what they want to study, and they're not music majors. I tell my band kids, and I know the song bad. They told them in the band room, I say, hey, I don't want to hear nobody in this room talking about they're going to be a band director. I don't want to hear it. People start to look at me crazy, like, there's a band director telling his kids he don't want nobody to be a band director. I say, absolutely, because I want you to dream big. See, sometimes those kids who sit in front of you, you be the biggest thing they see. So they see you, and it's just like, oh, I want to be you. I want to be like you. No, I want you to dream big. You don't want to be like me. I want you to dream big. I need some engineers, some techs, some law enforcement, some veterinarians, some researchers. Some kids say they want to travel to the moon and do aerospace and all this stuff. I want you to really think about what you can really be. I don't want you to cap yourself. I want you to, because there's room for everybody, and everybody in this room shouldn't be a band director just because you're looking at me. So I push my kids to dream big. And you know, you're gonna have one or two that's still gonna go to college and say, Mr. Wilson, I hear you, but I'm gonna be a band director. And I say, okay, well, I got you. I'm here for you. You know, but I want you to dream big, and I push my kids to dream big. And like I say, I'm gonna wrap it up with this statement. It's just basically a vehicle to get you to where you need to go. We get these kids from all around, all walks of life. Some experience, some not. We bring them together. We teach them what it is to be in a band, a culture where we look out for one another, where it's all about family, where we teach you tools that's going to translate outside of high school, you know, teach you about the discipline and give you leadership skills, right? And teach you how to show up on days when you don't want to show up. Because when you get out in the real world, you're going to have to show up and you ain't going to feel like going, right? So we're going to have to get in that habit. And, you know, and that's the things that we teach them. And they graduate the program. You get to see who they are, and they go on to be great. So I see many times where kids get out of their shells, and it's a beautiful feeling. And that's what keeps me at this job.
I got one more question for you. It's the final question. If someone watched your band for 5 minutes, what would you hope they would understand about Millwood?
If they watch my band for 5 seconds, what?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
What would you want them to walk away with? It doesn't have to be about Millwood. It could be
a Millwood band, Well, first of all, I want them to see kids dedicated to their craft. I want them to look at it and say, wow, look at these kids at such a young age. And to hear what you hear and to see what you see. Work was done.
Yes.
These aren't kids who on the streets and, you know, getting mixed up in, you know, negativity. These are kids who are trying to make better for themselves and their families, and kids who are using music as a tool to free themselves and to get better in the system. So, like I say, Millwood is a Title I school. You know what that means? This kids, we ain't really got much. You know, parents struggling. It's Title I. So when we go there and we represent to the best of our abilities. We're clean in the way we sound. We're clean in the way we look. And we are dedicated to our craft, to the culture. And what we put out, we don't want it to be nothing less than exceptional and excellence. So that's what I want you to see. I want you to see excitement. I want you to say, wow, that's a group of, man, that's showtime. They're having a good time. The kids are disciplined. The kids are giving they're entertaining, and we know that there's a future for them once they graduate high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it. So that's all I have for you. I did leave something in the chat you can click on to see where those other magazines are, but I'm gonna send it to you in a text so that you can just probably if you look at last month's, I'll just tell you this much. There's a preacher he's a pastor in Virginia, but he's from Oklahoma City. Long story short, he left home playing football and for Langston and in the 80s, in the early 80s. And in his junior year, he he just said the Lord told him to stop playing football. And that's how he was going to school. That's exactly how he was going to school, was on that football scholarship. So he turned down the football scholarship in his junior year. And he was really scared because he didn't know how he was going to get anything else. He walks, I don't know, looks at a bulletin board and there's this scholarship for music. Well, he immediately goes and applies for the music scholarship, and he gets to the music, gets to the been some messing up with the money and stuff, so you had to go to the special administrator to get a scholarship. He gets to the special administrator. The special administrator is his Sunday school teacher,
Mm.
and so he's in. But
And
but the director says, you think you just in? You're gonna have to pass. I'm talking about the band director.
right.
You can't just get a scholarship on my band. We don't even know who you are. Well, I played under so and so. Really? Mr. Brown? Let me call him and see. So he calls that other band director at the high school, Douglas High School, and says, "Hey, yeah, I know him. That's a good kid and he can play." Anyway,
Yep.
this is the stuff that I'm trying to get people to understand, that you can walk on the field to play football as a grown man and compete with them people that been playing the whole time because you're not broke up.
Yep.
Fool around and know music. Fool around and know how to play chess or know how to, know some brainiac stuff. It's just,
Yep.
this is what I'm on. This is
It opened up doors. That
right.
story that you said just now was the story of my brother. He played football in Tennessee, and he called me. He said, "Bro, the money acting funny. The schools cutting these scholarship backs. What could you do?" At that time, at Shaw University, this was like my second year, and my band director had given me reins. When I go back home, he said, "You could audition them. I trust your word. If you say they good, they good." So I would go back home, and I already know all the good musicians because, like I say, I'm big in culture back home as well. Some people will call me a Junkanoo legend for
Okay.
Junkanoo music.
A
I
what
arrange music.
legend?
It's a cultural event. It's called Junkanoo.
Spell it.
Junk. Junk. Then you have ANOO. All one word. It's like Trinidad Carnival.
Uh-huh.
Same thing with the costumes,
Uh-huh.
music, drums that you beat with your hands, bells
Uh-huh.
that you shake, cowbells,
Yeah.
choreographers, and we
Yeah.
have costume. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's a
Yeah.
big festival.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I write the music for what we call it, the most winningest group in Junkanoo history,
Now, the most,
the
hey,
Valley Boys. So
so I'm so glad we have you in Oklahoma. My goodness. My
absolutely,
goodness.
yes, ma'am. So that's the story of my brother. He called me. He said, "Man, I need something." My band director told me, "Say if he's good and you say he good, let him." I said, "Come on, let's go." He get down here, play for my band director. My band director, of course, told me he was good, got the scholarship, and he was a business major. Now he is in the military, and he's the director of the credit union.
Dang.
All through all through that
Yeah.
vehicle that take
Yeah.
it,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's so amazing and it's so important. You got me excited. Now, I'm gonna have to drink some Kool-Aid and calm down.
I might have one more thing for you before I go. I
Okay.
didn't talk much about it, but
Okay.
I do have a book. I'm an author.
Oh, well, we need to talk about that because you need to let me have a book signing party for you at my office.
Absolutely.
I did that
Self-published.
for the principal, Patrice Cotton.
Patrice Cannon.
Cannon. Yeah,
Yep.
she
I
was
was
there.
supposed to be there that day, but
Well,
I think we had a band engagement. I wound up
yeah,
leaving.
you did. Yeah, you
We had to
did.
play somewhere.
Well, I
But
want to have another one for men. That was a bunch of women, but it wasn't what I mean. It was a women writers, but men showed up, and I was like saying to the men, they were like had their book in their hand. I was like, we got to do this again, and I'm gonna only invite men authors, and because women will show up for the men.
yes, ma'am. But it's a pretty good book. It's a book about musical instruments. So it teach kids for the first time. I have it one right here. It's called The Mighty Marching Musicians. Teaches kids for the first time about music instruments. The back of the book is a dictionary. Have over 100 music definitions. It has like manuscript pages in the back. So when you buy the book and the kids finish with the activity, if they finish, because it's a lot, they could take it to school like manuscript pages, right? So they don't have to buy a manuscript book for school. So the pages in the book is coloring. We have coloring pages. We have fun facts about everybody in the book is black.
Okay.
So it's about everything about marching band, instruments that we use, uh, famous people that play these instruments, and where they from. We have mazes, find the instrument. Good for kids. We have
Where can we
word
buy the
searches.
book?
It's on Amazon. You could go on Amazon right now and type "Mighty Marching Musicians."
Okay.
Um, it's in the schools. I have it in Millwood. Um, Millwood incorporated into the curriculum as a just something on the side to have the kids. It's very informational. I mean, I'm gonna try to flip through it right now, but it gets really colorful. All the drums, representation, and like I said, everybody in the book is is black, and it tells you what the instrument,
Wow.
woodwind instrument, brass instrument, percussion instruments, uh, parts of the instrument. It breaks down every instrument and teaches you the parts of the instrument. Like I said,
Wow.
word scramble for the kids.
Yeah. I want
Man,
that book. Man, I'm gonna order
yeah.
me. And
So it's
I'll
on
I'll put
Amazon.
that.
It's on Amazon. The name of the book again is called Mighty Marching Musicians. So yeah, you can go ahead and take a look at it, buy a copy if you like, and I can come down and bring you a personal one.
I
Um,
would love that. I would love that.
yes,
I
ma'am.
would love that. So is there anything else like that little thing that you haven't told me that I haven't asked you about that you need that your readers need to know about and that I need to?
Um, yeah, I think I said it all. I think I said it all. Um,
Okay.
yeah, we probably gonna have to talk some more, and then maybe I'm forgetting some stuff. That's how it
Yeah,
normally happens. They'd be like,
that's
"Wow,
exactly what happened.
did I tell her that we performed at the halftime at the Thunder Show basketball
No,
game?"
you didn't tell me that. You didn't
See, yeah,
tell
that
me.
stuff like that. At the
Uh-huh.
rodeo, we play at the Cowboys, the Color Rodeo every year. That's what we do. Now
Yeah.
it's called the
Uh-huh.
Red Dirt. We play at the
Uh-huh.
Capitol every year for the Black History Month. We're
Okay.
always there as the featured high school band.
Okay.
We done travel to Memphis. Um, we done win awards down in Memphis. And we're trying to go to Louisiana to do some Mardi Gras, some daytime Mardi Gras parade. I might could use your help with that too.
Well, I'm going to say this piece. The Mardi Gras parades are pretty safe in the day or the night. But when you hear about trouble happening at the Mardi Gras, that be them other people. That don't
Right,
be us.
right.
And so you almost have two different Mardi Gras because you have that main Mardi Gras where I say main, but that's the Mardi Gras that's the mainstream Mardi Gras, which is where the trouble is. And then you have a black Mardi Gras that is just family oriented. It's all day, all night. It's
That's the one
no
I've been to. I
slot.
had a fun time. I mean, I
Yeah.
walked miles just
Yes.
following different high school bands, different college
Yes.
bands.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
the energy around was so good. I could just
Yes.
walk and
Yes.
get me a
Yes.
cool drink of water.
Right. And you
And,
never
and
hear about no shooting or nothing like that
oh
because
nah, no, nothing like that.
everybody's packing. Everybody. So
Different environment.
there's no
The love is in
trouble.
the air.
Yeah, it's and so I even I take people to the Mardi Gras and I'm a minister of the gospel. And I just like, especially kids. My babies, the first time they see somebody drunk falling on the ground, I need them to be with me. Nobody
Exactly.
else.
Yep.
I need him to. I need to be able to say this and that and this and that.
Yep.
So I want to go to the Bahamas for carnival. I want to go to all of them for carnival because but some of them are dangerous. But I
We
don't think that that New Orleans everybody everywhere is dangerous. But
yeah, we can
that's the
definitely make
time
it
of the
happen.
year when criminals put their tools aside to have a great time.
It's love. It's
Yeah,
love.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
love.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
when Christmas in the air back home in the Bahamas, I
Yeah,
mean, that was you would think that was even as a police officer, that was some of the most quiet time. I mean, yeah, you
yeah,
would have your some stuff happen here and there,
yeah,
but on the grand scale,
yeah, yeah,
people inside with their family and
yeah.
eating good and opening
Generally, it's
presents.
a visitor. Someone, if it's just trouble, or it's generally somebody from somewhere else.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I can't
Uh,
wait to see this.
so we can actually get to the Bahamas. This happening around in December. The John Canoe happens Christmas night, so it's really good. Yeah, it's fun. So you would have to spend Christmas in the Bahamas, which would be a good experience. And also, it happens during New Year's. I actually was going to take a few of my kids over because one of the groups reached out to me and say they would pay for the fare and everything for some of the kids to come over, and they'll prepare their costumes so they could participate and help them compete.
Hmm.
Levi Brown is actually one of the kids who was going to the Bahamas.
Hmm.
That's the ninth grader
Yeah,
we
I
talked
know
about.
Levi. I know Levi very well. I mean, because he's the one that.
He got the D1 scholarship
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
ninth grade.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, we could definitely go over and have a good time. You could see it for the first time and
I'm
really
gonna
get.
hold you to that. I mean,
Yes, ma'am.
so
Absolutely.
you need to point me to where I need to be getting reservations to stay. You need to point me in the right direction so that I'll be in the right places.
I know a good travel agent. Her name
Okay.
is Paula Brown. Dr. Paula Brown.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I agree. I agree
I
wholeheartedly.
agree.
I agree. I'm gonna let you go. You're amazing. I'm so proud and so honored that you would think enough to do this for me. And I don't know, did I send you the link so that you could, I think I did send you the link where you can see. Oh no, I didn't. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna send you this link so that you can see where those other magazines are and you can read you can look at the pictures or whatever. But I want you to be interested in this last one because the guy talked about how he stopped playing football and it was the music
Oh wow.
that carried him in. And he's the president of a university now. I mean, he's got a lot going on. He's a pastor of a historic church that's 250 years old in
Oh wow.
Portsmouth, Virginia. So, anyways, I could talk to
Portsmouth,
you.
Virginia, VA.
Yeah, I ain't gonna keep you. But Paula knows him. I introduced Paula to him, and we're opening we're opening a branch of the university. It's a Bible college here
Okay.
in Oklahoma. And so anyway, enough of that. But I'll send you this and bless you. Bless you, bless you, bless you.
Yes, ma'am. Bless you.
If
Thank you.
you think of something, and you will, you can text me. We can do this again. But before I release anything, you'll have the opportunity to read what I've written and make changes or add or whatever.
Absolutely.
We'll do
Sounds
that.
good.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for the opportunity. And I
Thank
hope that
you.
you have a wonderful day. I will
Amen.
reach out to you if there's anything on my mind. Again, thank you. And the photos I will send to
So
you as
it's
well.
part of my ethics that I have to give you a follow-up opportunity to change
Okay.
what you've
Okay.
seen.
Got you.
So,
So I would definitely, once you send it over, that transcript, I'll definitely read it and see what's up.
all right. Bye-bye.
I Doc. Have a good one.
See you.